Active listening is another one. Right here, again, guys, this is all coming back to soft skills that we talk about often, right? And it's important for you to really work on these soft skills, because if you don't, you aren't going to be getting to the money. You're going to be sitting behind the doors in a back office. Somebody's going to put you back there and say, you know what, you don't talk to nobody. Say your ass in the back. You know, you don't talk to customers, right? Just do your coding, do your assignments, log your reports, send the information over to the people who can actually get it done. And yes, you could be making $100,000 a year, or you're going to be making a little bit less. Because here's the thing, when you get closer to the customer, that's when you're going to be making the money. And a lot of us want to be making over six figures, and the majority of jobs, right? The majority of jobs that are paying six figures, that require these skills, and they are in front of the customer. You think about some of the roles that we talked about here: lawyers, post-secondary teachers, right? Doctors, physicians, pediatricians. All these people are in front of the customer, talking to and communicating to the customer. So it's important, guys, very important. Active listening. Active listening is another one as well. And active listening does not only include paying attention to what someone is saying. Let me repeat that again, because I just stumbled over my words. I'm going to take a sip of coffee too. That is good. I don't know what kind of creamer my wife put in here, but it tastes like, this coffee tastes like Kellogg's Smacks, one of my favorite cereals. I don't eat cereal anymore, by the way. But when I was eating cereal, Kellogg's Smacks and Corn Pops are my favorite cereal. And my kids, they love those cereals. But this coffee right here tastes a little bit like Kellogg's Smacks, man. It's pretty wonderful. But active listening does not only include paying attention to what someone is saying, okay? This skill also includes asking questions to show you are engaging with that person in what they are saying and watching for nonverbal cues. So a lot of times, right, if you think about active listening, me being a soft skills coach, and me, you know, being able to teach people on effective communication, because that's one of the courses that we actually offer. And I don't have it on the website, but it's one of the courses that we actually offer, and we're certified in by the Center of Leadership Development. And active listening, when you think about it as a skill, it's not just sitting down and being quiet and giving eye contact to the other person that you're going to be communicating with. What it is, in addition to that, it is sitting there, nodding your head, right? Even sometimes you may touch somebody on their leg to make them understand that you are getting their vibes. You understand them, asking the right questions. Hey, did you mean this? Hey, Professor Black Ops. Say that over again. I wanted to make sure I got that. Or you repeating back what you thought you heard, right? Were you repeating back what you thought you heard and sharing that information back with the person that you're communicating with? It is an important skill to have. And it's not just using your ears. Using your ears is the most important thing. Don't get me wrong. But giving back those cues, guys, giving back those cues that the person that you're listening to really understands that you are fully engaged into the conversation. So a lot of times, you know, body language is like this. When somebody's speaking, giving you or saying something to you, and they're communicating with you, you leaning in a lot of the times, right? You shaking your head. You sometimes saying, I got it, right? Sometimes saying, yeah, understood. Sometimes, you know, if it's a male, right, putting your hand on their knee or something like that. Or, you know, I would say this: you're not going to do that with a female, because that's you two a moment. So don't do that as a guy or a girl. Don't touch anybody. Matter of fact, this eliminate the whole point of it. But that was something that we learned into our effective communication skills class. And something that we've taught is sometimes even a tap on the shoulder or something like that. But again, we're in a corporate America environment today where you don't want to be touching people. Touching people sometimes gets you fired. Touching people sometimes, you know, will cause you to, or me to, I said you to happen against you guys. So again, active listening is a very important, critical skill that you need in order for you to get to that six-figure job. All right. Reading comprehension. Some of you guys can't read. Some of you guys don't read, right? Some of you guys can't read. Some of you guys don't read. Reading comprehension is another important, critical skill, soft skill that you need in order for you to get to that six-figure job. So I'm going to repeat what we just went through. We went through the first one was decision making decisions and making them fast, with the most important information that you have, right? And you want to make an informed decision, but you have to recognize that the information that's going to come to you is not going to be perfect, but you ultimately have to make a decision. Number 4 is speaking in front of people, communicating your message. I say this all the time. YouTube is a great platform to get your message out there, and also for you to practice speaking. Active listening is what we just went over, not just hearing the person, but making sure that you understand, giving those nonverbal cues. Could be leaning in. It could be nodding your head. It could be saying, okay. It could be just repeating what you thought you heard and having that person make sure that they heard it back as well, right? Reading comprehension is another one. Guys, some of you guys failed reading comprehension in high school and middle school. That's why when you're in these debates and on these live panels and somebody says something, you're taking a lot of things out of context. But reading comprehension is really about reading information and trying to understand it. But reading comprehension is important, not just for understanding text, but it could be helpful for other parts of the job, such as communicating with others. Reading comprehension is important for reading emails, which we use on a daily basis, right? We read emails on a daily basis. I can go to my email and I have hundreds and hundreds of emails that I need to filter through, and I need to read what people are saying to me in order for me to get the information from the people who are on my teams or from my customers. But comprehension plays a role in your ability to communicate with and understand your coworkers, your supervisors, your managers, your clients, right? The co-founder of the website that I love, Zapier, wrote, says, Comer added, it can play a role in other skills such as decision-making, right? When somebody gives you a whole stack of information or send you an email and says, okay, well, this is it. This is what it is. These are your top performing employees. These are the people who have a lot of potential. These are the people who are promotable, right? And you're reading this information and you misread it and you don't comprehend the information that's being sent and you make a bad decision. That's on you. That's because you have poor reading comprehension skills, right? So reading comprehension is very important because you're going to be getting a whole bunch of emails, a whole bunch of information from people in your organization. And a lot of it's going to come from your supervisors, your managers, your clients, and so forth. And you have to make a decision based on the information that you get. And one thing is you have to understand reading and you have to be able to comprehend it as well. So prostodontists and database administrators had the lowest important scores for reading comprehension, a 63 out of 100. Guys, so if you're going to be a DBA, maybe reading comprehension may not be the most important thing for you, right? But biochemists and biophysicists who make an average of $4,000 a year, on the other hand, have an important score for this skill as 85. And lawyers who make an average of $150,000 a year had the same importance for reading comprehension. You think about people like Brother TLA, who digests information. He's been digesting information for a very long time, and how he is able to articulate himself on a live stream of the information that he got and share it with you all in a way that is able to, we're all able to understand it and it resonates with us. That's really good reading comprehension that our brother TLA has. And you see that lawyers have it ranked very, very high. People who are database administrators, other, tech jobs where they may not have to read as much because they're not going to be speaking to customers a lot of the times. Right? Again, back office people, reading comprehension may not be important to you or as important, right, as somebody like a lawyer or somebody like who's a CEO of a company who goes out and meets customers or somebody who's in sales. And the last skill is this one, guys, critical thinking. Critical thinking is an important skill that you need to have as well. So if you're looking to transition to a high-paying job in the new year, you'd be wise to master your critical thinking skills. According to a newly released report, critical thinking is among the 10 crucial skills workers need to thrive in 2022. And according to Indeed, critical thinking can involve analyzing and gathering information or data on the issue through research. Analyzing and gathering data through research. A lot of us make a whole bunch of determinations on things based on subjectivity, how we lived our life. But critical thinking is important, and it's important to be able to use data to build your case or to make a decision, an informed decision. And critical thinking is just that, guys. And this is why I always talk about management information systems as well, because a lot of the things that you're going to do within a major like management information systems is you're going to have to use statistics, and you're going to have to use Microsoft Excel. You're going to have to really comb through a whole bunch of information in order for you to make an ultimate decision to derive, right, on a business move, or to solve a problem, or to, sell an idea to an executive. Critical thinking is very, very important. And Glassdoor, a blog post that notes objectivity is crucial to successfully implementing critical thinking skills. Let me repeat that. Objectivity. And if you guys don't know what that means facts, data, statistics, stuff that a lot of the people who watch Kevin Samuels don't believe in because they're saying it's subjectivity. No, use the data. The data exists out there. There's a shortage of, 1%ers. There's a shortage of high value men in this world. There's a shortage of people who make over $500,000 a year who are Black. It's the truth. I happen to be in that category, but, I just been blessed. I just been blessed because I took a role in sales. Now, when I get out of sales, I probably won't be at that level. But, we'll see. We will see. But overall, there's not a lot of people in this world that makes over $500,000 a year. That's why they call them the 1%. But that's why critical thinking also is an important skill for you to have, because you can get to that level, or you can get to $150,000 a year. But objectivity is important in order for you to sell ideas as well. And that's part of critical thinking. And here's the thing what Glassdoor says as well. This skill is also especially important for anesthesiologists who make an average of $271,000 a year. I didn't know. One thing I knew doctors made a whole bunch of money, and there's all different kinds of doctors. But anesthesiologists, man, they get paid. They get paid. They're one of the most well-paid doctors that exist. I think they may be at number one, with an average salary of about $271,000 a year. I mean, these guys are getting money. And they said the importance of critical thinking is 88 out of 100.